Hello, everyone, and welcome to Through the Covers. I'm Fred, and I'm really excited to finally get this podcast started. If you're someone who loves cricket conversations beyond just match highlights, then this podcast is for you. Through the Covers is where we dive deeper into the game, the latest cricketing news, player statistics, match analysis, team strategies, and of course some predictions about where the game might be heading. Cricket today is evolving faster than ever. Teams are experimenting with new approaches, players are redefining roles, and data-driven decisions are becoming more important with every tournament. Through this podcast, the goal is to understand the game from that perspective, not just what happens on the field, but why it happens. Welcome back to Through the Covers, and this is going to be a slightly shorter episode today, but a really important one, because while all the focus right now is on the IPL, the squads, the combinations, the excitement, there was a really interesting T20 series that just wrapped up quietly in the background. And that's the series between New Zealand national cricket team and South Africa national cricket team. And honestly, this is one of those series that might not grab headlines, but if you're really watching closely, it tells you a lot about what's coming into the IPL. Because this is the phase where players are either finding rhythm or exposing gaps in their game. And when you look at this series, you can already start connecting the dots to IPL teams. Let's start with the New Zealand side. What stood out for me is how structured they were. Players like Mitchell Santner and Devon Conway, when they get going, they don't just score runs, they set tempo. And that's exactly what IPL teams want from top-order players, someone who doesn't just survive, but dictates the game early. Now, when you connect that to the IPL, these are the kind of players who can completely change how a team approaches the power play. If they're coming in with confidence from this series, you're not easing into the tournament, you're attacking from game one. And then you look at the middle order, the composure, the ability to rotate strike, and then suddenly accelerate. That's something New Zealand players consistently bring. And in the IPL, where games shift in 2 overs, that skill becomes priceless. Now flip to South Africa. And this is where things get really interesting, because South African players, especially in T20S, are built for impact. South Africa's quicks, they don't just bowl fast, they understand phases. Death overs, change of pace, variations. And you could see in this series that they were already thinking in T20 scenarios, and that's exactly what IPL teams rely on. Not just raw pace, but game awareness. And that's probably the biggest takeaway from this series. It wasn't just about runs or wickets, it was about awareness, about players understanding situations, when to attack, when to hold back, when to take risks. Because the IPL is not just a talent competition, it's a decision-making competition. And the players who've just come out of this series, they've already been in that mindset. They've already been tested. They've already made those decisions under pressure. So when they walk into the IPL, they're not starting fresh. They're already in rhythm. And that's where this series quietly becomes important. Because while everyone else is preparing, these players have already played competitive cricket. They've already found timing, they've already felt pressure. And in a tournament like the IPL, that early edge can make a huge difference. And honestly, this is what I love about this time of the year. Cricket doesn't stop. It just flows from one stage to another. One series feeds into another. And suddenly, everything connects. And now, everything leads to the IPL. And in the next episode, we go right back at it. Next 3 teams, next major discussion on the teams, balance, and everything that makes this league what it is. I'll see you there.